say top of the morning to you on this St. Paddy's Day. It is St. Patrick's Day on this 17th day of March for 2021. Do you know anything about St. Patrick's Day? I was asking Jillian this morning, as a kid, when I was growing up, St. Patrick's Day was a big deal in school. And I don't know if it was a big deal because it was historically a big deal, or it was a big deal because you got to wear green, you got to decorate your rooms, you got to put shamrocks all over the place, you got to talk, kind of funny if you wanted to. Nobody did because they didn't know what an Irish brogue sounded like. And then, of course, there was the pinch element, which probably should have been eliminated a long time ago, that if you weren't wearing green, oh, I can pinch you. That created a whole lot of chaos in young lives, right? You get to school, it's what? St. Patrick's Day. Oh, you're not wearing green. I can pinch you. I don't know where that came from. What part of Ireland incorporated that. But anyway, glad to have you with us this morning. Yes, I celebrate. I have my green on. I'm Irish by descent. I have a good portion of me is Irish. My grandmother on her side had the Gilhooleys. That's pretty Irish, Gilhooly. And then on the other side, the Gresham side, now direct descendant from England, but there are those who are also in Ireland. And in fact, I can give you a little bit of evidence this morning that we don't own that island, but that hotel was the Gresham Dublin, which was a very nice hotel. Now it's part of Hotel Rio Plaza, and it's part of a big group. But yeah, you could stay at the Gresham House when you went to Dublin. So yeah, got a little bit of the green flowing today, and happy to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with you. By the way, my name is Dan Gilhulio Gresham, and this is my house. You're inside my studio this morning, and it's an art studio. It's a video studio. It serves multi-purposes, and this morning it will be our resting spot for the next couple of minutes as we get a casual look at some of the things that are making headlines. And I'm not going to go into deep detail. This is not a newscast. This is just an observation of things that are happening in our world. Do we talk about what's happening in the news? Of course we do. Do we take your comments? Of course we do. And we'd love to hear from you this morning, whether you're just checking in to say hi, not only to Dan, but to everyone else that has become a part of this community over the course of the last year plus now that we've been doing our morning updates. You say hi to one another. You can also tell me about events that are coming up. You can tell me about stories that are of interest to you. You can tell me where you're watching from. We have people who check in on the update on a regular basis. Illinois, Montana, Wyoming, England, Italy. We've had people from all over the world stop by because, let's face it, the internet is international. Once you get on the internet, it's going everywhere out into the world. So let's check on what's going on this morning, see what you have on your mind, and we'll go straight to it. May Wofford is up with us this morning. Hi, Mary. Faye is here. Carlene, thank you as always. Mary says, lovely St. Patrick's Day. You're part Irish as well. Well, there you go. Virginia says, happy St. Paddy's Day to you. Stephanie from ATX, Austin, good morning to you. Jatinder also saying hi this morning. Nita Carva, Mac Carver. Well, there's got to be a little, we always jump to the assumption, anytime it's an O or a Mac, it's got to be Irish. It's, but that didn't have to be the case, right? It could be Scottish. There are others. Anyway, good morning. Also, Tammy, good morning to you. Who else is up with us this morning? Nina McCarver says, I sure miss Dana. Guess what? I do too. And I'm not even in the studio, and I will tell you, I had lunch with Dana on Monday. He's doing well. And again, we will stay in touch. You don't end friendships when job changes happen. So we will stay in touch with him, and we'll share what's going on when we know more. Colleen says, happy St. Patrick's Day from PA. Gloria Westbrooks watching in Lufkin this morning. Also, Joy Simon, good morning to you. Colleen Fisher, happy St. Patrick's Day as well. Somebody wants to, good morning, sunshine. I hope you have a blessed day. Well, every day, this is my theory now, every day that you wake up, in my opinion, is a blessed day. You know, you reach that point when you're 17 or 18, right? You're invincible. Nothing can hurt you. And then you're 25, you're going to conquer the world. You're 35, you're raising kids. You're 45, the kids are off to college. You're 55, you might be a grandpa by now. You hit 65 and you're like, okay, just glad to be here. Just glad to have another day, which should probably be our attitude from the beginning. Marie Jackson, as I said, good morning to you. Hi, Brenda Sellers over in Orange. Charles, good morning to you. Vicki is up this morning as well. And as folks come along, you can add your name to the list. Hi, Anna. Pamela is here this morning as well. Also, Brandy is watching in Kuntz this morning. Margaret says, happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Tiffany, good morning to you. Kim is up this morning as well. And so is J.R. David. Good morning, sir. And thank you for taking the time to pop on the internet with us here in our live stream on KFDM.com. Let's get to it this morning. Let's see what's happening on St. Patrick's Day. We'll go from the Gresham House in Dublin to KFDM.com. Check on the day's top stories. This is interesting. You know, you thought the problem would have been a challenge to find vaccines, but apparently the real issue is finding the people to administer the vaccines. Angel San Juan, a good story where he goes and talks about those in Port Arthur and all the things that they are doing to try to find people who are qualified to help vaccinate. So if you know somebody that might fit the bill, you might want to tell them to call. If you're a retired, a licensed nurse, you want to volunteer, you just contact the health department and they'll show you how you can help. But again, who would have thunk it? You would have thought the issue would be not having enough vaccines, not having enough people to administer the vaccine. I'm not sure that would have come to mind. Local travel agent says industry is making a comeback. So people are starting to think about traveling again. Is that you? I haven't gotten that far yet, but my circumstances are a little bit different. I'm still recovering from that shoulder surgery. So traveling is not in my future immediately, but it is in the back of my mind. I mean, I'm like, oh, maybe we could get out and go. So we're starting to think like we're over the hump when it comes to the pandemic. I just hope that we are. I mean, the numbers would suggest that we are. But again, there's a lot of concern in this country right now about, another surge based on virus and people refusing to get the vaccine. Hardin County releasing their weekly vaccine numbers. Hardin County Judge Wayne McDaniel says new cases continue to climb slowly while the number of active cases are decreasing at a slow pace as well. Interesting. Now, we know that wearing a mask is no longer a state mandate, but you're going to have to be on the lookout because a lot of businesses are still asking people to stay with the mandate. And of course, social distancing. I'm not sure social distancing shouldn't be in place all the time, no matter what's going on. Give people their space. And we're also seeing a lot of conversation going on, of course, about the PUC, the Public Utility Commission here in the state of Texas. Thought I'd check on this. IRS Get My Payment tool live to track relief funds. So if you have not gotten your stimulant, if you've not been stimulized, you can go to Get My Payment on the IRS website and you can find out when you're scheduled. Now listen, here's the problem. Don't automatically assume you're going to get money. There are certain criteria that you have to meet. So you may want to go. About 85% of Americans are eligible to relieve the stimulus. So check it out. You can find out if you're on that list. You can see right there it says, you can view or create an online account with the IRS and get updated. I do want to show you this too. The IRS has sent out 90 million stimulus payments. Here's how to check when yours will arrive. As I said, you can go and get the information that you need. Now, what are people doing with those stimulus checks? You might be wondering. Well, here's what Houstonians are doing. According to the Chronicle, at least some of them are talking about when they went out and asked people, what are you doing with it? Here's one who says, I'm getting a new diamond grill. Another one said they're going to go out and get some crab legs. I would think, what would you think that most people would do with their stimulus checks if they get them? Would you think most people, I mean, is it that, hey, it's free money, I'm going to burn it, I'm going to do something with it, or it's free money, I think I'll save it? I have this feeling that most people, it's free money, I'm going to do something that I wouldn't do with my money. You know, because, and of course, there are a lot of people that don't have any choice. They have to pay bills, they have to pay their rent, they have to pay, a lot of things going on, and they could very, very well, I mean, that's the intention, right? It wasn't intended to be, hey, everybody, here's a free allowance. We'll see what happens. Also this morning, one other thought on that one, the stimulus checks, and that is stimulus check. Young investors are joining the stock market, getting in and investing. Before you say, oh, well, they ought to be putting that into their savings account. Well, maybe they're looking at and seeing this as a way to make a little money. Instead of it sitting there, they're willing to take the risk, and see if they can make some money with the money by going to stocks. Of course, those stimulus checks, as I mentioned, a lot of people have already received them. If you haven't gotten yours, don't panic. You may get it. The other thing, a lot of people are angry because they haven't gotten their IRS refund. Well, the problem with the IRS, from what I did a little bit of research, the problem that I see them talking about is because the IRS is the one who was distributing the stimulus. They kind of stopped what they were doing with refunds and started doing the stimulus. And then all of a sudden, they're behind now on the income tax refund. So you may get your stimulus, but you may not get your refund check for a while. But we'll keep an eye on that. All right, I want to finish up this morning on a lighter note for you. As I mentioned, I love what John, let's see if I can get that up there real quick. Because I was asking, what are people going to do with it? So let's see. Faye Wiley says she's going to pay some bills. Can't blame her for that one. Mary Walford says savings account deposit. There you go. Glenda says she's going to pay bills as well. Tammy says she's going to pay bills and buy a new bedspread. Kim Gann says, paid my bills, got all caught up with my rent. There's another good one for you. John Johnston says, lottery tickets. And here's another good one. Lucille Armator says, my daughter's family, including their 13 and 10-year-old children, are donating it to their favorite charity, Letting Children Choose. What a great idea. I mean, if you really, if it's money that you don't have to have, why not give it to somebody who could use it? Anna Hester says straight to savings, while Brandy Stump says bills and save. Jazzy says bills, bills, bills. My oldest grandson, who is out in the world now, I said, how are things going? He goes, all I do is work and sleep and go back to work. I said, welcome to the real world, right? And along with that comes bills, bills, bills. All right, so let's finish up with something on a lighter note this morning. So if you want to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and you're thinking, well, what if I did it with a little bit of music? Good housekeeping. 28 best Irish songs to add to your St. Patrick's Day playlist. If somebody asks you to name one classic, Irish tune, could you? Molly Malone comes to mind, for sure. I'm not sure the Irish pub song is something that I would necessarily thought about. Drunken Lullabies by Flogging Molly. Flogging Molly has been around for a long time. They're really an Irish-American punk band, but they get straight. YouTube? Okay. How about Thin Lizzy? These are not songs I naturally think of when it comes to. Now, the Dubliners and the Pogues, maybe when they do Irish Rover. Cranberries, now they were an Irish band. I'm shipping up to Boston, the Dropkick Murphys. Have you ever heard the Dropkick Murphys? Like their music. See if we can get a little bit, we won't hear much of it, I don't think. Let's see. Or maybe none at all. All right, it's got a good beat. You can dance to it. And also, we can go on. Anyway, I'm just saying there's some songs. Go check it out for yourself. My favorite Irish band, I got to be honest with you, and I haven't seen a single song on here from them. I'm a big Chieftains fan. So if you don't know Irish bands, you might go check them out. And of course, as I mentioned, the Dubliners have been around since the 60s. There are a lot of Elvis, Danny Boy. All right, so there you go. An odd collection of Irish songs from Good Housekeeping. You can just Google traditional Irish music, and plenty will come up to keep you company on this St. Paddy's Day. All right, so let's see what's going on this morning as far as reminders go. Of course, you can check out what's going on. KFDM today at noon. We'll be back with an update on the headlines. Stay with us here on KFDM Facebook. You can also follow on Twitter, Morning TV Dan. And of course, you can subscribe if you would like to Dan's at Home on the YouTube page. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just another way to catch the update. All right, go out and make it a terrific day. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning back on KFDM and KBTV Fox 4. And of course, right back here on the update. Don't forget, hit me with a like before you go this morning. Would be much appreciated. And if you're one of those people who's posting up this morning that is unhappy about us doing an update, then give us an angry face. We'll know. We'll read all the comments. Don't worry. We'll see them. All right, we'll see you, as I said, back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Go out and make it a terrific day. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday, Libby.